Okay, what is this? Blood vascular system. In frog, blood vascular system is closed type because blood flows in blood vessels of varying degrees of diameter. Means some vessels are large, having much diameter, from which blood goes to other vessels having small diameter. Next, still small diameter. What are the vessels having very small diameter in the body? Capillaries. Blood capillaries. Right. Blood flows in vessels having different diameters. Or you also can say like this: blood flows in blood vessels and blood capillaries with varying degrees of diameter. Since blood flows in blood capillaries, this is considered closed type of vascular system. Why closed type? Blood flows in blood capillaries. If you want to say simply, that is enough. If blood capillaries are absent, then blood flows into open spaces called sinuses. If blood flows into sinuses or through sinuses, that type of circulatory system is open type. We have seen that open type of circulatory system in arthropods, cockroach. But here, and we also show frog is a vertebrate, humans also vertebrate, all the vertebrates show closed type of blood vascular system. Capillaries are present in which blood flows, so closed type. Components in blood vascular system are heart. Next, blood vessels. These are two types: arteries and veins. What is the difference between arteries and veins? Arteries carry blood from heart to different parts of the body. Okay? Yes. Veins return blood from various body parts to the heart. So which blood vessels open into the heart? Veins. Which blood vessels carry blood away from the heart? Arteries. Yes, one more. You know well. Veins are valvular. Inside the veins, inside the lumen of the veins, valves are present which allow direction of blood flow. I mean, one direction, blood flow to move in one direction only. Okay? You will know more about arteries and veins in senior inter syllabus, not now. But I wanted to tell you one point, that is, veins are valvular. They start from various tissues, end in heart. Arteries are non-valvular. They start from the heart, end in tissues. Yes, blood vessels. Next, blood. These are components in the blood vascular system. Okay, I discuss first heart. In all vertebrates, including frog, heart is muscular. Do you know why the name muscular heart? You know the answer. Very good. Heart is composed of cardiac muscle. Do you remember? Cardiac muscle is otherwise called striated involuntary, right? Cardiac muscle makes the heart. Such heart is called muscular heart. Yes, that muscular heart is located in the upper part of the thorax. Upper part of the thorax. Like the lungs, both lungs and heart are located in the upper part of the thoracic cavity, and is three-chambered heart. Heart is three-chambered. What are the three chambers in the heart? I will show you a rough diagram. What are the three chambers? Two atria. Yes, left atrium, right atrium. Only one ventricle. Ventricle is not divided into chambers. Single ventricle. So what it is? Ventricle. And what is this? Left atrium. Right atrium. Okay, how many chambers are present in the heart of frog? Three.
Three chambers.
Yes, two atria, which are upper chambers, and one lower ventricle. Lower ventricle. Okay, how many chambers present in our heart? Four chambers, two atria and two ventricles. Two atria, two ventricles. Okay, but in frog, ventricle is not divided because interventricular septum is absent. See, what is this septum between the two atria? Interatrial septum. Inter means between. Between the two atria there is a septum. Interatrial septum. But interventricular septum is absent in frog's heart. So, ventricle is not divided into chambers. Hence, a total of three chambers present in frog's heart. Whereas in our heart, interventricular septum also present. That is why we have four chambers in our heart. Okay, you know that very well. And next, heart is protected by, it is protected by, you know what I am going to tell about? Protective membrane around the heart. Can you guess what is that? Yes. Yes, very good. Heart is protected by double layered membrane called pericardium. What is this? Double layered membrane known as pericardium. Pericardium. Have you seen the image? Pericardium is not a part in the heart. Did you catch it? Pericardium is not a part in the heart. It surrounds the heart and offers protection. Between the two layers of pericardium, there is a cavity, pericardial cavity. That cavity is filled with pericardial fluid. That pericardial fluid protects the heart from external shocks. Same concept is applied even in our heart. Okay, that is about heart location and nature of the heart. What is the nature of the heart? Muscular heart. Location, dorsal part of the thorax. Number of the chambers, 3. Interventricular septum is absent and heart is protected by a double layered pericardium around itself. Yes. Now I will show you dorsal surface of heart. Very important. Dorsal surface of heart. As three-chambered heart like this. 2 atria, 1 ventricle. What is this atrium? Left atrium, LA, left atrium. Right atrium. Okay, listen carefully. See the image carefully. On the dorsal surface of the heart, there is a triangular bag-like structure. Situated on the dorsal surface, there is a triangular structure called sinus venusus, like this. Very important concept. Okay, to avoid confusion, I will erase interatrial septum. Okay, I show that here. Yes, what is this chamber? Right atrium. This is totally right atrium. See the image. Here is a triangular structure formed on the dorsal surface of the heart that is called sinus venusus. Sinus venusus. Very important. This is present on, sinus venusus is present on which surface of the heart? Dorsal. Dorsal surface. What is the shape of sinus venusus? A bag sinus venusus is triangular. Yes, remember, triangular structure present on the dorsal surface of the heart is sinus venusus. This sinus venusus is attached on the right atrium. See the image if you want. It is attached on the right atrium. It is formed by the union of three veins. Union of three veins. What are the three veins? 1, 2, 3. Three veins are united to form that sinus venusus. Of those three, these are called superior. Superior means upper, or anterior vena cavae. Vena refers to veins, cavae refers to big veins. What are they? A pair of anterior vena cavae or superior vena cavae. They collect deoxygenated blood from anterior parts of the heart, like head, okay, from head and neck. Deoxygenated blood is collected via superior vena cavae. How many superior vena cavae? One pair. Anterior or superior vena cavae, one pair of veins. And here is posteriorly inferior vena cava. Inferior means below, or posterior vena cava. Vena cava, cava singular, cavae plural. Here a pair of anterior veins na, so I use plural sense. Superior vena cavae, one pair. Inferior vena cava, one. I write numbers also. One inferior vena cava. So totally a pair of superior vena cavae, and one inferior vena cava by the union of these three veins. What is the formed triangular structure? Sinus venusus. Remember, sinus venusus is formed by the union of three major veins, not formed by the arteries, formed by the union of three major veins. What are those three major veins? A pair of, yes, a pair of superior vena cavae, or say pre-caval veins. You also can say like this: pre-anterior precaval veins, one pair, and one postcaval vein. Inferior vena cava is nothing but postcaval vein. A pair of precaval veins and one postcaval vein are united to form the sinus venusus, a triangular structure. It is attached on which atrium? Right atrium. And it opens into right atrium. As through a small opening, it opens into right atrium. Now can you guess? Deoxygenated blood from anterior portions of the body and posterior portions of the body is ultimately releases into left atrium or right atrium or right atrium through vena cavae, sinus venusus. Sinus venusus opens into right atrium. So deoxygenated blood means carbon dioxide rich blood enters into right atrium via sinus venusus, which is formed by the union of three major veins. Right? This is on the dorsal surface of the heart. If you turn heart ventral side, what we have seen so far? Dorsal surface of the heart. What here? A triangular structure appears, sinus venusus, like this. If you turn heart ventral side, it appears differently, and one more new component can be seen on the ventral surface of the heart. I draw it. This is ventral surface of the heart. On the ventral surface, arising from the ventricle, there is a large artery. Arising from the ventricle, a large artery is found on the ventral surface of the heart. That is called truncus arteriosus. But this name is not given in your syllabus. Okay, I will explain this first. Yes, here I will draw this. This is a large artery called truncus arteriosus. Truncus. Simply call this truncus. This truncus is divided into two chambers by three semilunar valves. In its center, three semilunar valves are present, dividing the truncus into two chambers or two halves. Lower half is called conus arteriosus. Conus arteriosus, also called pylangium. What is this? Pylangium. Pylangium. This pylangium is conus arteriosus. It contains S-shaped spiral valve. S-shaped spiral valve. Next. Okay, proximal chamber is conus. Distal chamber of truncus is called bulbus arteriosus, also called synangium. Bulbus is distal chamber of the truncus arteriosus, synangium. Conus is proximal part of the truncus arteriosus known as pylangium. CP, conus, pylangium. Bulbus, synangium. BS, CP. This is the truncus. So what is the proximal chamber in the truncus? Conus arteriosus, that arises from the ventricle. In NCERT, they gave that point. Yes, conus is proximal part of the truncus which has connection to the ventricle, they have mentioned that the conus arises from the ventricle. Okay, correct? Conus arises from the ventricle. Okay. What? Right. Okay, conus arised. And conus has S-shaped spiral valve. Next, distally it divides into two branches. In NCERT, the distal chamber name is not mentioned. Actually, its name bulbus arteriosus. Bulbus is divided into two branches. As per NCERT, what arises from ventricle and the ventral side of the heart? Conus. Conus arteriosus. As it moves up, divides into a pair of branches. Really, bulbus divides into a pair of branches. Draw this diagram at one side of your notes like this. Like this. Again, each branch further divides into three branches. Like this, three branches on each side. This side also the same, three. Three. What are the three branches formed from each branch of the bulbus? I named them. One. Okay, shall I erase this? Three branches are formed here. One in, second one, third one. Here also the same. First one, second one, third one. What are the three branches here? One is, let me write from the beginning, conus arteriosus. What is the other name of conus arteriosus? Pylangium. Pylangium. Yes, pylangium. Pylangium has a spiral valve. Okay. Next, bulbus. Bulbus gave rise to branches. They again divide into three arches on each side. Arches means arched blood vessels now. Arched. Like this. So slightly they are arched. Arched. These three arches are named carotid arch. Carotid arch. It takes blood to the brain. How many carotid arches present in the front? One pair. One on each side. This is also carotid arch. So pair of carotid arteries or carotid arches. Next, systemic arches. Systemic arch. These systemic arches take blood to body parts, not to brain. To brain, carotid arteries take blood. Systemic arteries take blood to body parts. Next, pulmocutaneous arch. Pulmocutaneous arch takes blood to lungs and skin for oxygenation. So all parts of the body except brain, lungs and skin receive blood via systemic arteries. So number of aortic arteries. Aortic means these are the three aortic arches. Means arose from the large aorta. So three aortic arches. What are the three aortic arches? Carotid arch, systemic arch, pulmocutaneous arch. Let us consider them. Three. What are they? Three. I write this side 3 aortic arches. Aortic arches. How many aortic arches present in the heart of a frog? Answer carefully. Very good. 3 pairs. 3 pairs. 3 pairs of aortic arches. On each side, how many are there? 3. Carotid, systemic, pulmocutaneous. Okay, this is about branching of bulbus. Bulbus is distal portion of the truncus. Now you recall the concept very clearly. Proximal conus, distal bulbus. Together they are forming truncus arteriosus. Okay, there is a truncus. Its lower part is conus, upper part is bulbus. Conus contains spiral wall. Bulbus got divided into 2 branches. Each branch further gave rise 3 aortic arches. So see in the question paper what they asked. Number of the aortic arches in frog. If that is the question, your answer should be 3 pairs. Number of aortic arches on one side. 3. 3. Carotid, systemic, pulmocutaneous. In total, frog contains how many aortic arches in its heart? 3 pairs. Yes. This, okay, right. This conus is present on which surface? Conus is present on the ventral surface. It distributes blood to different parts of the body through aortic arches. Whereas sinus is present on the dorsal surface of the body. Yes, dorsal surface of the heart contains a triangular structure, sinus. Ventral surface of the heart from ventricle, arising from the ventricle is conus. Right? Conus give rise, at distal portion, it gives rise 3 aortic arches on each side. They transport blood to different portions of the body. This is about dorsoventral surfaces of the heart and main components on these surfaces respectively. Okay, rest of the topic to be discussed in the next class. Thank you so much.